Yuna pressed her face against the cold glass window and watched the ships come and go. Orbital Station Helix 7 was the busiest place she had ever seen. Hundreds of aliens walked past her every minute. Some were tall with blue skin. Others were short with 4 arms. A few floated instead of walking. Yuna had been traveling with her father for 3 months now, but she still felt amazed by everything she saw. Her father, Tai-Ho, was a cargo trader. He moved goods from one station to another, from one planet to the next. It was not exciting work, but it paid well enough. Yuna's mother had died 2 years ago, and after that, Tai-Ho could not leave his daughter alone on Earth, so he took her with him into space. "Stay close to the window," Tai-Ho told her. "I need to finish the delivery papers. I will be back in 20 minutes. Yuna nodded. She was used to waiting. Her father always had papers to sign and people to meet. She did not mind. There was so much to see on the station. She watched a group of Ven traders argue about prices. She saw a family of Drathi with their young ones riding on their backs. She noticed a cleaning robot bump into a wall 3 times before finding the right direction. Yuna smiled at that. Then she heard a voice. It was not loud, but it was full of fear. Yuna turned her head. Near the customs terminal, she saw a small alien surrounded by 3 station security officers. The alien was a Sarathi. Yuna had seen pictures of them before. They had thin bodies covered in soft gray skin. They had 4 arms and large dark eyes, but the most beautiful thing about them was their wings. The wings were thin like paper and shined with many colors when light touched them. This Sarathi was a female. Her wings were folded tight against her back, and her whole body was shaking. She was trying to speak, but her words came out wrong. Broken. Mixed up. "Your documents are expired," one of the officers said. He was a Krell, a large alien with rough green skin. "You cannot stay on this station without valid papers." The Sarathi touched a small device on her neck. It was a translator, but something was wrong with it. When she spoke, the words that came out did not make sense. "Please, home. I not. Danger. Help." "We cannot understand you," the officer said. He did not sound angry, but he did not sound kind either. "If you cannot explain yourself, we will have to detain you." The Sarathi's wings trembled. Yuna could see that she was terrified. Other aliens walked past without stopping. Yuna heard some of them whisper to each other. "Sarathi," one said. "They carry disease. Stay away." "Probably a thief," another said. "They are all like that." Yuna knew these words were not true. She had learned about different alien species in school. Sarathi did not carry disease. They were not thieves. But many aliens believed these lies anyway. It made Yuna feel angry and sad at the same time. She looked around for her father, but he was still gone. She looked back at the Sarathi. The officers were getting impatient. One of them reached for the Sarathi's arm. Yuna did not think. She just moved. She walked quickly toward the group. Her heart was beating fast, but she did not stop. "Excuse me," she said. The officers looked down at her. The Krell officer raised one eyebrow. "Go away, little human," he said. "This is not your business." "Her translator is broken," Yuna said. She pointed at the device on the Sarathi's neck. "That is why she cannot speak properly. Maybe I can help." The officer laughed. You are just a child." "I have a translation program on my tablet," Yuna said. She pulled out her small computer pad. "It has many languages. Maybe it has Sarathi." The officer looked at his partners. They shrugged. "Fine," he said. "But be quick." Yuna stepped closer to the Sarathi. The alien looked down at her with those large, dark eyes. Yuna could see fear in them, but also something else. Hope. "It is okay," Yuna said softly. "I want to help you." She turned on her tablet and searched for the Sarathi language. She found it. The program was not perfect, but it was better than nothing. "Speak slowly," Yuna told the Sarathi. "My tablet will translate." The Sarathi took a breath. Then she began to speak in her own language. It was a soft sound, like wind through leaves. The tablet listened and then displayed the words on the screen. "My name is Velith. I am traveling from my homeworld. My husband died and I had to leave. My documents expired during the journey because I had no money to renew them. I am not a criminal. I am only trying to survive." Yuna read the words out loud to the officers. The Krell officer frowned. "That is a sad story. But sad stories do not change the law. She needs valid documents." "Can she not apply for emergency papers?" Yuna asked. "I read that stations like this have programs for refugees." The officer stared at her. He seemed surprised that a human child knew about such things. "That is true," he said slowly. "But the process takes time. She will need a place to stay and someone to speak for her." "I will speak for her," Yuna said. The officers laughed again, but Yuna did not laugh. She stood straight and looked at them without blinking. "I am a human citizen," she said. "I have rights on this station, and I say she is not dangerous. I will take responsibility." The Krell officer stopped laughing. He looked at Yuna for a long moment. Then he shook his head. "Humans," he muttered, "always getting involved in things that do not concern them." But he stepped back. He gave Velith a temporary pass. "You have 3 days," he said. "After that, you must have proper documents, or you will be sent away." Velith took the pass with shaking hands. The officers walked away. For a moment, Velith just stood there. Then she looked down at Yuna. Her wings slowly unfolded, just a little. In Sarathi culture, this was a sign of trust. "Thank you," she said through Yuna's tablet. "You did not have to help me. No one else would." Yuna smiled. "My mother always told me that kindness is not about who deserves it. It is about who we want to be." Velith's dark eyes filled with tears. "You are young," she said, "but you have an old heart." Before Yuna could respond, Velith spoke again. This time her voice was heavy with worry. "I must tell you the truth," she said. "I am not only running from my past. Someone is chasing me, a debt collector. He wants to take something precious from me, something that belongs to my family. If he finds me here—" She stopped. Her wings folded tight again. Yuna felt a cold feeling in her stomach. She had wanted to help, but now she realized that this was bigger than she had thought. "What does he want?" she asked. Velith looked at her with those sad, dark eyes. "Everything," she whispered. "He wants everything I have left." Teho was not happy when he returned and found his daughter with a Sarathi refugee. He stood very still and looked at Yuna with that expression she knew well. It was the expression that said she had done something he did not agree with. "Yuna," he said slowly, "what is happening here?" Yuna explained everything quickly. She told him about the broken translator, the security officers, and the temporary pass. She told him about Velith's husband dying and the expired documents. She spoke fast because she knew her father might say no before she finished. Teho listened without speaking. When Yuna was done, he rubbed his face with his hand. He always did this when he was stressed. "Yuna," he said, "we cannot get involved in this. We are traders. We move cargo. We do not rescue strangers." "She is not a stranger anymore," Yuna said. "I helped her. That makes her my responsibility." "You are 10 years old. You do not have responsibilities like this." "Then whose responsibility is she?" Teho had no answer for that. He looked at Velith, who stood quietly with her wings pressed flat against her body. She looked so small and scared. Teho sighed. It was a long, heavy sigh. 3 days, he said. "She can stay in our cargo hold for 3 days. After that, she must find her own way. Yuna smiled and hugged her father. He did not hug her back at first, but then his arms slowly wrapped around her. "You are too kind," he said quietly. "It will get you in trouble one day." "Or it will make things better," Yuna said. Tae-ho said nothing to that. They took Valeth to their ship. It was a small cargo vessel called the Bada. It was not beautiful, but it was strong and reliable. The cargo hold was full of boxes and crates, but there was enough space for Valeth to rest. Yuna brought her water and food. Valeth thanked her many times. Then, slowly, she began to tell her story. "My husband's name was Oren," she said through the tablet. "He was a good man, a teacher. But our daughter became very sick. The doctors said they could save her, but the treatment was expensive. Very expensive." Valeth's wings trembled as she spoke. "Oren went to a Volgari lender. The Volgari are known for giving money to anyone who asks, but their prices are cruel. Oren did not care. He only wanted to save our daughter." "Did the treatment work?" Yuna asked softly. Valeth shook her head. Tears fell from her dark eyes. "No, she died anyway. And then Oren died too. His heart could not take the sadness." Yuna felt her own heart hurting. She wanted to cry, but she held it back. "After Oren died," Valeth continued, "the Volgari came for the debt, but we had no money left, so they said they would take our family's memory crystal instead." "What is a memory crystal?" Yuna asked. Valeth touched her chest, where a small pouch hung from a cord around her neck. "It is our most sacred possession," she said. "It holds the memories and knowledge of my ancestors, hundreds of generations, their voices, their thoughts, their wisdom. For a Sarathi, it is more valuable than anything. Without it, we are lost." Yuna understood. It was not just an object. It was Valeth's entire history, her family's soul. "They cannot take that," Yuna said. "It is not fair." "The Volgari do not care about fair," Valeth said. "They only care about profit. And now their collector is coming for me. His name is Kren. He is dangerous. If he finds me—" She did not finish the sentence. She did not need to. That night, Yuna could not sleep. She kept thinking about Valeth and the memory crystal. She kept thinking about Kren, the debt collector. What kind of person would take something so precious from a widow who had already lost everything? She got up quietly and left the ship. She walked through the lower levels of the station, where the lights were dim and the air smelled old. This was where the poor and the forgotten lived. Refugees, outcasts, and those who had nowhere else to go. Yuna found a food stall and bought some bread. As she ate, she listened to the conversations around her. "Did you hear? A Volgari collector arrived on the station today." "Which one?" "Kren, the one they called the Taker." Bad news for someone. Yuna's stomach felt cold. So it was true. Kren was already here. She walked back toward the ship, but then she heard a voice. It was cold and sharp, like metal scraping against stone. "The Sarathi female. Where is she?" Yuna stopped. She pressed herself against a wall and looked around the corner. She saw a Volgari standing in front of a small shop. He was tall, with dark red scales and yellow eyes. His teeth were sharp, and his claws were long. He wore expensive clothes and carried himself like someone who was used to being feared. This was Kren. The shopkeeper, a small alien with gray fur, was shaking. "I do not know," the shopkeeper said. "I have not seen any Sarathi." Kren leaned closer. His voice became softer, but somehow more frightening. "You are lying. I can smell your fear. Tell me where she is, or I will make sure you never sell anything again." The shopkeeper trembled. "Please, I really do not know." Kren smiled. It was not a kind smile. "Then I will ask others. Someone on this station knows, and when I find her, I will take what is mine, and if anyone stands in my way—" He let the words hang in the air. "I will take them too." He turned and walked away. His footsteps echoed in the dark corridor. Yuna stayed very still. Her heart was beating so hard she thought everyone could hear it. She waited until Kren was gone. Then she ran. She ran back to the ship. She ran into the cargo hold where Velith was sleeping. "Wake up," she said. "We have a problem." Velith opened her eyes. When she saw Yuna's face, she knew something was wrong. "He is here," Yuna said. "Kren, he is on the station. He is looking for you." Velith's wings snapped tight against her body. Fear filled her eyes. "Then I must leave," she said. "I must run again. I cannot put you in danger." "Running will not help," Yuna said. "He will find you. He will always find you. We need to do something else." "What else can we do?" Yuna thought hard. Her mind was racing. There had to be a way. There had to be something they could do. Then she remembered something. Something she had learned about the station. "The Arbiter," she said. Velith looked confused. "What is the Arbiter?" "It is an AI that controls the station," Yuna explained. "It solves disputes. If someone thinks they have been cheated or treated unfairly, they can ask the Arbiter to judge the case." "But the debt is legal," Velith said. "Orin signed the agreement." "Maybe it is legal," Yuna said. "But maybe it is not fair. Maybe Orin was tricked. If we can prove that, the Arbiter might cancel the debt." Velith stared at her. Hope flickered in her eyes, but it was mixed with doubt. "That is a big risk," she said. "If we fail, Kren will take everything, and he might hurt you too." Yuna took a deep breath. She was scared. She was very scared. But she thought about her mother's words. Kindness is not about who deserves it. It is about who we want to be. "I know it is a risk," she said, "but sometimes you have to take risks for the right thing." Velith looked at her for a long time. Then slowly, her wings unfolded, just a little, a sign of trust. "You are brave," she said. "Braver than most adults I have known." Yuna smiled, even though she did not feel brave at all. "Then let us be brave together," she said. Outside the ship, the station hummed with life. Somewhere in those busy corridors, Kren was searching, getting closer. Time was running out. The next morning, Yuna told her father everything. She told him about Kren, about the memory crystal, and about her plan to use the Arbiter. Tae-ho listened with a serious face. When she finished, he stood up and walked to the window. He looked out at the stars for a long time without speaking. "This is not our fight," he finally said. "It is now," Yuna replied. Tae-ho turned around. There was worry in his eyes, but also something else. Pride, maybe, or sadness. Yuna could not tell. "If we do this," he said, "we make enemies. The Volgari syndicates are powerful. They do not forgive. They do not forget. If we help Velith, they might come after us too." "I know," Yuna said. "We could lose our ship, our business, everything we have." "I know." Tae-ho stared at her. "Then why do you want to do this?" Yuna thought about the question. She thought about Velith crying in the cargo hold. She thought about Kren's cold smile. She thought about all the aliens who had walked past without helping. "Because no one else will," she said. "And because it is right." Tae-ho closed his eyes. He took a deep breath. Then he nodded slowly. "Okay," he said. "We will try. But if things go bad, you must promise me you will not take any more risks. You will let me handle it." "I promise," Yuna said. She crossed her fingers behind her back. They went to the station's central plaza. It was a huge open space with shops and restaurants all around. In the middle stood a tall pillar of white metal. This was the terminal for the Arbiter. Yuna walked to the terminal. Her legs felt weak, but she did not stop. She pressed her hand against the smooth surface. "I wish to make a claim," she said clearly. A voice came from the pillar. It was calm and neutral, not male or female. "State your name and the nature of your claim." "My name is Yuna. I am a human citizen. I want to challenge a debt agreement between the Sarathi named Velith and the Volgari Syndicate." There was a pause. Then the voice spoke again. "Debt agreements are legally binding contracts. On what grounds do you challenge this one?" "Fraud," Yuna said. Her voice was strong, even though her heart was beating fast. "I believe the agreement was made under false information. The lender lied about the costs and tricked the borrower into signing." Another pause. Longer this time. "This is a serious accusation. Do you have evidence?" Yuna hesitated. "Not yet, but I will find it. You have 12 hours to present evidence to support your claim. If you fail, the original debt agreement will be enforced in full. Do you accept these terms?" 12 hours. That was not much time, but it was all she had. "I accept," Yuna said. "Claim registered. The holder of the debt will be informed." Yuna stepped back from the terminal. Her hands were shaking. She had done it. She had really done it. Around her, aliens had stopped to watch. They whispered to each other. A human child challenged a Volgari debt? Is she crazy? The Volgari will destroy her. Yuna ignored them. She walked back to her father, who was standing with Velith and a man named Dae Sung. Dae Sung was a human dock worker who had helped Tai-Ho before. He knew the station well, especially the parts that most people did not see. "You actually did it," Dae Sung said. He looked impressed and worried at the same time. "I did not think you would really do it." "We need evidence," Yuna said. "We need to prove that Orin was tricked." Velith shook her head. "I do not know how to prove that. Orin signed the papers. He agreed to the terms." "But did he know the real cost of the treatment?" Yuna asked. "Did he know that the Sarathi Community Fund could have helped?" Velith froze. Her wings twitched. "The Community Fund?" she said. "What do you mean?" "I read about it," Yuna said. "The Sarathi have a fund that helps families pay for medical care. It is old, from hundreds of years ago. Maybe Orin did not know about it. Maybe the Volgari lied and told him there was no other way to get the money." Velith's eyes went wide. "If that is true, if Orin was lied to—" "Then the debt is fraud," Tai-Ho said. "And the arbiter will cancel it." "But how do we prove it?" Dae Sung asked. "The Volgari will not admit they lied." "We need the original agreement," Yuna said. "We need to see exactly what they told Orin. And we need proof that the community fund was available." Velith looked down. "The original agreement is at my home. On my world. It is in Orin's study, locked in his desk." Yuna felt her hope sink. The Sarathi homeworld was far away, too far to reach in 12 hours. But then she had another idea. "Is there anyone on your world who could get it for us?" she asked. "Anyone you trust?" Velith thought for a moment. Then she nodded slowly. "My niece, Hana. She still lives there. She could go to my house and find the papers." "Can we contact her?" "Yes, but—" Velith hesitated. "It is dangerous. The Volgari have people on my world, too. If they find out Hana is helping me, they might hurt her." Just then, a voice cut through the air. How touching. They all turned. Kren was walking toward them. His yellow eyes were bright with anger, but his mouth was smiling. "A human child thinks she can challenge me," he said. "A little girl with no power, no money, no experience." "Do you know who I am?" Yuna stepped forward. She was scared, but she did not show it. "You are a debt collector," she said, "and your debt is a lie." Kren's smile disappeared. "Careful, child," he said softly. You are playing a game you do not understand. I have taken things from creatures much bigger and stronger than you. Do not think your species makes you special. I do not think I am special, Yuna said. I just think you are wrong. Kren stared at her. For a moment, Yuna thought he would hurt her right there in the plaza. But then he laughed. It was a cold, empty sound. 12 hours, he said. That is all you have. And when you fail, I will take the memory crystal, I will take the widow, and I will make sure everyone on this station knows what happens to those who stand against me. He turned and walked away. His cloak flowed behind him like a shadow. Tejo put his hand on Yuna's shoulder. She could feel him trembling. Are you okay? He asked. Yuna nodded, but inside she was not okay. She was terrified. Kren was not just a debt collector. He was a predator. And now she had made herself his prey. We need to contact Hana, she said. Now. Dae Sung nodded. I know someone who can help. A technician named Jisoo. She is good with communication systems. Maybe she can set up a secure channel to the Sarathi homeworld. Then let us find her, Yuna said. They moved quickly through the station. Time was already slipping away. As they walked, Velith moved close to Yuna. You should not have done this, she said quietly. You should not put yourself in danger for me. Yuna looked at her. My mother always said that kindness is not about who deserves it. It is about who we want to be. Velith's wings unfolded just a little, a sign of trust, a sign of hope. Your mother sounds like a wise woman, she said. Yuna smiled. She was, and I want to make her proud. They found Jisoo in a small repair shop on the lower levels. She was a young woman with short hair and oil stains on her hands. When Dae Sung explained the situation, her eyes went wide. You challenged a Volgari debt, she said. That is either very brave or very stupid. Maybe both, Yuna admitted. Jisoo laughed. Then she nodded. Okay, I will help. But it will not be easy. The Sarathi homeworld is far, and the signal will be weak. We might only get a few minutes to talk. A few minutes is enough, Yuna said. Jisoo started working on her equipment. Yuna watched her and felt something strange in her chest. It was fear, yes, but it was also something else, hope. Maybe they could really do this. Maybe they could beat Kren. But somewhere in the back of her mind, she knew the hardest part was still to come. Jisoo worked fast. Her hands moved over the equipment like they were dancing. Wires connected to boxes. Screens flickered with strange symbols. Yuna did not understand most of it, but she could tell Jisoo knew what she was doing. The signal has to travel very far, Jisoo explained while she worked. Across half the galaxy. It will bounce off relay stations and satellites. By the time it reaches the Sarathi homeworld, it will be weak. We might get 10 minutes. Maybe less. That is enough, Velith said, but her voice was not certain. They set up in a small storage room behind Jisoo's shop. It was cramped and dusty, but it was private. No one would disturb them here. Dae Sung stood by the door, watching for trouble. Tejo stood with his arms crossed, his face tight with worry. Yuna sat next to Velith and waited. Finally, Jisoo looked up. Ready. Give me the contact code for your niece. Velith gave her a series of numbers and sounds. Jisoo entered them into the system. The screen flickered. Static filled the air. Then a face appeared. It was a young Sarathi female. She looked like Velith, but younger and smaller. Her wings were folded tight, and her eyes were wide with surprise. Aunt Velith? She said. Her voice was thin and broken by static. Is that really you? Hana. Velith's voice cracked with emotion. Yes, it is me. I am safe. For now. Hana looked like she might cry. We heard you left the planet. We did not know where you went. Some people said you were dead. I am not dead, but I am in danger. I need your help. Hana's wings trembled. What kind of help? Yuna leaned forward. Hello, Hana. My name is Yuna. I am a friend of your aunt. We are trying to save her from a debt collector named Kren." Hana's face changed. Fear filled her eyes. "Kren," she whispered. "He has people here, on our world. They watch us. They watch anyone connected to Aunt Velith." "I know it is dangerous," Yuna said. "But we need something from your aunt's house, a data chip. It is in Oren's study, in his desk. It has the original debt agreement on it." "Why do you need that?" Yuna explained quickly. She told Hana about the Arbiter and the challenge. She told her about the community fund and the lie. She told her that if they could prove Oren was tricked, the debt would be canceled. Hana listened. When Yuna finished, Hana was quiet for a long moment. "You want me to break into my aunt's house," she said, "and steal a data chip while Kren's people are watching?" "Yes," Yuna said. Hana shook her head. "That is crazy. If they catch me, they will—" She did not finish. She did not need to. Velith spoke softly. "Hana, I understand if you cannot do this. I would never ask you to risk yourself for me." Hana looked at her aunt. Her wings twitched. "But if I do not help," she said, "they will take everything from you. The memory crystal. The memories of our family. Everything." "Yes," Velith said. "They will." Hana closed her eyes. Yuna could see her struggling. Fear was pulling her one way. Love was pulling her another. Yuna spoke gently. "Hana, I know you are scared. I am scared too. But sometimes we have to be scared and do the right thing anyway. That is what bravery is." Hana opened her eyes. She looked at Yuna through the screen. "You are young," she said. "How do you know about bravery?" Yuna thought about her mother. She thought about the day her mother died. She thought about all the nights she had cried alone because she was afraid of a universe without her. "Because I have been afraid before," Yuna said. "And I am still here." Hana stared at her. Something changed in her eyes. The fear was still there, but now there was something else. Determination. "Okay," she said. "I will try." Velith let out a breath. "Thank you, Hana." "Thank you." "Tell me exactly where to find the data chip," Hana said. Velith gave her directions. The desk in Oren's study. The third drawer, a small box with a lock, the code to open it. "Be careful," Velith said. "Please be careful." "I will." The transmission flickered. The signal was getting weaker. "Hurry," Jisoo said. "We are losing the connection." Hana nodded and disappeared from the screen. They waited. Minutes passed. Yuna felt like each second lasted an hour. Then Hana appeared again. She was breathing hard. Her wings were shaking. "I got inside," she said. "I found the desk. But what?" Velith asked. "There is someone else here, an elder. He saw me." Yuna's heart sank. "Who?" A new face appeared on the screen. It was an older Sarathi male. His wings were gray and worn. His eyes were hard. "I am Morath," he said. "Elder of this community, and I want to know what is happening here." Velith's voice became cold. "Morath, you abandoned me after Oren died. You said we brought shame to the community." "I did what I had to do," Morath said. "The Volgari threatened all of us. If we helped you, they would punish everyone. So you let them take my husband's memory. You let them chase me away." Morath said nothing. Yuna stepped closer to the screen. "Elder Morath, we are trying to prove that the debt was fraud. If we can do that, the Volgari cannot touch Velith. They cannot touch your community either." Morath looked at her. His hard eyes studied her face. "You are human," he said. "A child. Why do you care about a Sarathi widow?" Yuna met his gaze. "Because she needed help, and no one else would give it." Morath was silent for a moment. "You think staying silent keeps you safe," Yuna continued. "But silence is how they win. The Volgari are bullies. They use fear to control everyone. If you keep being afraid, they will never stop. They will take whatever they want, from whoever they want, forever. Morath's wings twitched. If you abandon your own people, Yuna said, then what are you protecting? The words hung in the air. Morath stared at her. His face was unreadable. Then, slowly, his wings unfolded. Just a little, a sign of respect. You speak with wisdom beyond your years, human child, he said quietly. Perhaps you are right. Perhaps silence has cost us too much already. He turned to Hana. Show me where the data chip is. I will help you get it. Hana's eyes went wide. Really? Yes. It is time to stop being afraid. They disappeared from the screen again. More minutes passed. The signal flickered and crackled. Jisoo worked frantically to keep it stable. Come on, she muttered. Come on. Finally, Hana appeared again. She was holding something small in her hand, a data chip. I have it, she said. Yuna felt tears in her eyes. Send it now. Hana placed the chip in a transmitter. The screen flashed. Data began to stream across. It is working, Jisoo said. We are receiving the file. But then the signal started to break apart. The screen flickered wildly. We are losing them, Jisoo said. Hana! Valeth cried. Hana's face appeared one last time, broken by static. The file is sent, she said. Good luck, Aunt Valeth. I love... The screen went black. Everyone was silent. Valeth had tears running down her face, but Jisoo was smiling. We got it, she said. The whole file. It is complete. Yuna felt relief wash over her. They had the evidence. They had a chance. But then Dae-sung burst through the door. We have a problem, he said. His face was pale. Kren knows what we are doing. He took Valeth's location from a security feed. He is going to the cargo hold. He is going to take her before the hearing. Yuna's blood went cold. We have to stop him, she said. How? Taeho demanded. He is bigger, stronger, and he has weapons. Yuna did not have an answer, but she knew one thing. She was not going to let Kren win. Not now, not after everything they had done. We have to go, she said. We have to go now. They ran out of the room, into the corridors of the station. Time was almost up. The hearing was in less than an hour. And somewhere ahead, Kren was waiting. They ran through the station corridors as fast as they could. Yuna's heart was pounding in her chest. Her legs burned, but she did not slow down. Behind her, Taeho, Dae-sung, and Jisoo struggled to keep up. The cargo bay where their ship was docked came into view. But something was wrong. There were no dock workers, no loading machines. The area was empty and silent. Then Yuna saw him. Kren stood in the middle of the cargo bay. His red scales gleamed under the lights. His yellow eyes were bright with anger, and in his clawed hand he held Valeth. Valeth's wings were crushed against her body. She was trembling, but she was not crying out. She was too scared to make a sound. Stop, Kren said. His voice echoed in the empty space. Come any closer and I will break her. Yuna stopped. Taeho grabbed her arm and pulled her behind him. Let her go, Taeho said. His voice was steady, but Yuna could see his hands shaking. You do not have to do this. Kren laughed. It was a cold, ugly sound. I do not have to, he said. I have traveled across the stars for this. I have wasted time and money chasing this worthless creature. And now a human child thinks she can take my prize away from me? He looked at Yuna. His eyes burned with hatred. You should have stayed out of this, little girl. You should have walked away like everyone else, but now you have made yourself my enemy. And I do not forget my enemies. Station security arrived behind them. Officers spread out around the cargo bay, their weapons ready. But they did not move forward. We cannot risk a firefight, one officer said. The Volgari syndicates will retaliate. Yuna felt anger rise in her chest. Even now, everyone was too afraid to act. Even now, Kren's power protected him. The hearing is in 30 minutes, Kren said. But we will not reach the hearing. I will take Velith and leave this station. And if anyone tries to stop me, she dies." Velith made a small sound. Her dark eyes found Una. There was sadness in them, and acceptance. "Run," Velith whispered. "Save yourself. Forget about me." But Una could not do that. She would not do that. She looked at Kren. She looked at his claws around Velith. She looked at his confident smile, and then she stepped forward. "Una, no." Teho reached for her, but she was already moving. She walked slowly across the cargo bay. Toward Kren, toward Velith. Her footsteps echoed in the silence. Kren watched her with narrow eyes. "What are you doing, child?" Una stopped a few meters away from him. She was shaking, but she kept her voice calm. "You already lost," she said. Kren's smile disappeared. "What?" "The evidence is already submitted to the Arbiter. The original debt agreement. The proof that you lied to Orin about the medical costs. The proof that the community fund could have paid for the treatment. It is all there." Kren's scales seemed to darken. His grip on Velith tightened. "You are bluffing," he said. "I am not. The hearing will happen with or without you. The Arbiter will see the evidence. It will cancel the debt. Your contract is worthless." Una took another step closer. "Killing Velith will not change that. It will not give you the memory crystal. It will not save your reputation. It will only add murder to your crimes." Kren's eyes flickered. For the first time, Una saw doubt in them. "You are a child," he said. His voice was less certain now. "You do not understand how the universe works." "I understand enough," Una said. "I understand that you are a bully. You use fear to control people. But fear only works if people believe you will win. Right now, everyone on this station is watching. They see you holding a helpless widow. They see you threatening a child. If you hurt us, you will not be feared. You will be hated. And hate is much more dangerous than fear." Kren stared at her. His claws trembled around Velith's arm. Una spoke again, softer this time. "You can walk away, right now. You can leave this station with your life and your freedom. Or you can stay here and lose everything. The choice is yours." The cargo bay was silent. No one moved. No one breathed. Kren looked at Una. He looked at the security officers. He looked at Velith. For a moment, Una thought he would attack. She thought he would kill them all. But then something changed in his eyes. The anger faded. What replaced it was something Una did not expect. Exhaustion. "Humans," he muttered. "You never know when to quit." His grip on Velith loosened, and in that moment Velith moved. Her wings snapped open. Light exploded from them, bright and blinding, like a star had been born in the cargo bay. Una threw her arm over her eyes. She heard Kren roar with surprise. Then she heard a crash, a shout, and then silence. When she opened her eyes, she saw Dae-sung on top of Kren. The Volgari was face down on the floor, his arms pinned behind his back. Security officers rushed forward to help. Velith stumbled away from Kren. She was shaking, but she was free. Una ran to her. "Are you okay?" she asked. Velith looked down at her. Tears were streaming from her dark eyes, but she was smiling. "Yes," she said. "Thanks to you." The security officers took Kren away. He did not resist. He did not speak. He just looked at Una with those yellow eyes, and Una knew he would remember her. She did not care. They made it to the hearing just in time. The Arbiter reviewed the evidence. It took only a few minutes. The debt agreement between the Sarathi Velith and the Volgari Syndicate was obtained through deliberate fraud, the Arbiter announced. The lender intentionally misrepresented the availability of alternative funds. The agreement is void. The debt is canceled. Velith collapsed to her knees, her wings spread wide, shimmering with colors. She was free. Yuna felt hands on her shoulders. She turned and saw her father. He was crying. "I am so proud of you," he said. "Your mother would be so proud of you." Yuna hugged him tight. News of the hearing spread across the station. Everyone talked about the human child who had challenged a Volgari debt collector and won. Aliens who had ignored Velith before now came to offer help. Shopkeepers gave her food. Traders offered her work. Even the Krell security officer who had doubted Yuna came to shake her hand. "Maybe humans are not so bad," he said. Yuna smiled. "We try." Velith decided to stay on Helix 7. She opened a small shop selling Sarathi crafts and medicines. It was a humble beginning, but it was hers. On the day Yuna and her father were leaving, Velith came to say goodbye. "I do not have much," Velith said. "But I want to give you something." She reached into her pouch and pulled out a small crystal shard. It glowed faintly with soft light. "This is a piece of my memory crystal," she said. "It holds a blessing from my ancestors, a blessing for courage and kindness. I want you to have it." Yuna took the shard. It was warm in her hand. "Thank you," she said. "I will keep it forever." Velith's wings unfolded all the way. In Sarathi culture, this was the highest sign of respect. "No," she said, "thank you. You saved more than my life. You saved my family's memory. You saved my future." She leaned down and pressed her forehead to Yuna's. It was a Sarathi gesture of deep bond, like family. "May your path always lead to light," Velith whispered. Yuna and Teho boarded the Bada and left Helix 7. As the station grew smaller in the window, Yuna held the crystal shard and watched it glow. Daesung and Jisoo had come to see them off. Before they left, Jisoo had joked that they had accidentally started a reputation for humans. "Reckless heroism," she called it. "You help people even when it is dangerous and stupid." Yuna thought about that. Maybe it was reckless. Maybe it was stupid. But her mother had taught her that kindness was not about who deserved it. It was about who you wanted to be. And Yuna wanted to be the kind of person who helped, no matter what. She looked out at the stars. There were so many of them. So many worlds. So many people who might need help. The universe was big and cold and often cruel. But maybe, one act of kindness at a time, it could become something better. Yuna smiled. She was ready for whatever came next.